All right, today we're diving into something that could completely change how research gets done. It's a tool called DataStatPro, and it's right at the heart of the AI revolution that's sweeping through data analysis. But first, let me ask you something, especially if you've ever been in the trenches of a research project. What if the hardest part of research wasn't the research itself? What if it was that absolute mountain of tedious, soul-crushing work that comes after the big idea? Yeah, that's what we're going to call the research gauntlet. You know it, I know it. It's that old school, painful, and just broken workflow that researchers have been stuck with for way too long. I mean, just think about the grind. You're trying to juggle a bunch of different software, SPSS, R, Excel, you name it. Then you have to figure out the right statistical test to use. Then you're stuck writing and debugging code. Oh, and every single table, you're building those by hand one by one. And after all that, you still have to sit down and write the methods and results sections from a blank page. It's just a perfect storm for mistakes and wasted time. So there has to be a better way, right? Well, that's where this idea of an AI research partner comes in. It's all about giving you a totally new way to ask questions of your data. And this isn't just a small change. It's a massive shift in thinking. The old way, you had to learn the machine's language, all that complex syntax and code. But the new way, the machine learns to understand your language. You just ask what you want to know in plain English, and the AI does all the heavy lifting in the background. It's a total paradigm shift. So how does it pull this off? Well, at its core, it's described as a sophisticated, context-aware recommendation engine. Now, that phrase context-aware, that's the magic right there. It means the AI isn't just hearing your question. It understands your data. It knows if you're a beginner or an expert, and it even gets the nuances of your specific field, whether that's medicine or business. Okay, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this thing. We're not talking about just one AI model. It's actually a multi-provider system using heavy hitters like Google Gemini and Grok to make it fast and reliable. It's got a huge knowledge base with over 80 different analyses packed in. And like we said, it adapts to you, gives you specialized advice for your field, and then, boom, it generates the actual Python code needed to run the analysis. But getting the analysis done is really just the start. The next part, well, this is where it starts to feel less like software and more like actual magic. We're talking about going from raw data straight to a draft ready for publication.
And here it is. This is the real game changer, folks. Automated write-ups. This one feature, all by itself, can save you hours, heck, maybe even days of that painful, tedious writing process.
Seriously, with just one click, this thing generates the core of your paper. It writes out your detailed methods section, it takes all those statistical outputs and turns them into a readable story for your results section. It even gives you a starting point for your discussion, creates journal-specific figure captions, and handles the software citations. All of it instantly. And this is so much more than just a time saver. It's about opening up research to brilliant people who might not be expert writers. Oh, and can we please talk about tables? You know, the absolute nightmare of every single researcher? Well, this platform automatically generates those incredibly complex publication-ready tables for you. Your Table 1 for baseline data, your Table 2 for outcomes, all of it perfectly formatted in APA style, which, as you know, is the gold standard for so many journals. And this focus on professional output doesn't stop there. The figure caption generator supports styles for more than 8 major journals. And we're talking about the big ones: Nature, Science, the New England Journal of Medicine, JAMA. This thing is clearly built for people doing serious, high-level research. Okay, so it's a powerhouse for seasoned researchers, for sure. But what's really cool is that it's also a powerful learning platform. So let's take a look at its integrated classroom side. It's really a whole learning ecosystem in one place. You've got interactive books, quizzes you can filter by topic, great visualizations, and dashboards to track your progress. But the secret sauce, the thing that makes it all click, is how it ties all that learning directly into the analysis tools. So inside, you'll find these interactive books for courses like Biostatistics and Business Statistics. They're even accessible with AI-powered translation in 7 different languages, which is amazing. But the real killer feature is this. You can be reading a chapter about a specific concept, and right there, from the page, you can launch the actual analysis tool with a relevant data set. You go from learning the theory to actually doing it instantly. It's a seamless jump. Okay, so how does all of this work? How do they deliver all this power to you? Well, it all comes down to the core technology, which is designed to let you do your analysis anywhere on pretty much any device. It's built as something called a progressive web application, or PWA for short. Now, don't worry about the jargon. All it really means is that it's a website that acts and feels just like a regular app on your computer or phone. You can install it, it has an icon, and the coolest part, it even works when you're offline.
And what this gives you is total freedom. You can start an analysis on your desktop at work, pick it up on your tablet on the couch, and then check a result on your phone later. Since it works offline, you never lose your progress. The second you get back online, everything just automatically syncs up to the cloud. No fuss.
Now, all of these features are amazing, but they also serve a much bigger purpose. They lead us to one of the most important principles in all of science, reproducibility. I mean, if other people can't get the same results you did, can we really trust the science? It's a huge deal. So how does this platform help solve that?
Well, it has this brilliant feature called the syntax runner. Here's how it works. While you're doing all your analyses, clicking around, the platform is quietly collecting all the underlying code, the syntax, in the background. You can then organize all these scripts into a library. You can even edit them or string them together. And the best part, you can rerun that entire workflow on a different dataset with just a single keystroke. It creates a perfect, transparent record of exactly what you did. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the whole picture. The problem has always been this messy, fragmented process where you're using a dozen different disconnected tools for everything. What we're seeing here is the solution. A single, integrated platform that takes you through the entire research pipeline, from learning the stats all the way to writing the final paper.
And that really brings us to a final, pretty profound thought. If AI can take over all the tedious mechanics, all the number crunching and the formatting and the writing, if it handles the how, that frees up our minds, the human minds, to focus entirely on the what and the why. So you have to ask yourself, what are the truly big, important questions we'll finally have the time to answer?